then you've got to factor in your own body's chemistry that could play a factor. There's no way anybody can keep track of all this stuff. You'd have to be a PhD in chemistry.
Nope, it's impossible.
It is impossible. Yeah, you'd have to do separate lab work on every single person.
That's why the role of an anesthesiologist is so important. Basically, they go in and they monitor each person one at a time, instead of treating us all as one type of person.
Yeah.
Well, this drug will react this way. Well,
Yeah.
maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, what is your recourse?
Yeah.
And so, to save money and to get the health care bills down, they're now putting nurse anesthetists. And in other professions, instead of doctors, they're putting PAs and other less qualified people. I'm not going to say they're not qualified for something.
Right, but the fact is
But
they're not at the levels they were
No,
before.
and they look at it as, well, if we lose 1 out of 1,000 people because of this, it's kind of, it's like what I told you on the phone when we were talking. It's the same thing as that Ford Pinto case.
Oh, yeah.
Life and death, should life and death even be on the equation? How do you put a number on it?
Dude, yeah, don't
So when Ford Pinto said, well, we could put an $8 bladder in a fuel tank and have no fatalities. Think about this. We could put an $8 bladder in every fuel tank times however many cars and have no fatalities. Or, but instead, they decided to have their actuary run the numbers and say, well, if we lose 100 people, and we have to pay $40 million in fines, or whatever the number is.
It's far less than doing
That's
whatever.
half the number.
Yeah.
My point is why should that even be a calculation once you...
I told you why already.
No. Well, this is the answer. What you do is you take them out, and you put them and the people who made the decision into a Ford Escort, and you light it on fire, and say, was it worth the decision now?
Well, they're up and running. You know that's not going to happen.
Why not? Isn't that fair?
Because the world's not fair.
Somebody made the decision to kill somebody. That's murder.
Yeah.
Somebody made the conscious decision to kill somebody.
Basically.
If I fired my gun in the air and it killed somebody, that would be called manslaughter.
They probably knew ahead of, or at the same time, legally what they needed to do to protect themselves. And they didn't.
Well, you could have just said, hey, I know this Ford Escort's $7,000, or a Ford Focus, or whatever it is. It's $7,000, but for $7,010, we can guarantee you don't go up in flames. Would you agree to that?
I would, yeah. Then you still get a 25% markup on your $8 item, to your point, which is a 20% margin.
At least you're making money back.
Yeah.
Well, they figure it makes you less competitive compared to the Nissan Spitz.
Look, it comes back to two words. Fiduciary responsibility. It's not there. It's not there. Okay. There was a generation that had this sense of responsibility. If they thought
Like, don't kill your customer?
Yeah. While engaging in business, I have ethical and moral.
Dan, you can't be whispering.
I'm not whispering.
You're whispering.
Just saying, okay, I don't talk about it. Okay, that's fine. All that's taught in business school is to make as much money as possible. Well, guess what?
I'll bet you
If you want to be a drug dealer, or you want to deal in arms, there's tons of profit in both fields. Tons. If you have no moral conscience.
Don't forget white slavery.
Yeah, that too. Right. That's what we have now running a lot of these companies. And their actions.
They set their bonuses up based on these things. It's what's going on right now with the financial world. They're taking all this. They're driving their stock price up by reducing the number of shares. Can I get some more coffee, please? Thank you.
When are you going to turn around?
Hey, at least you're not a woman.
What does that mean?
Well, men's room.
Oh, I use the women's room. I use it to wash my hands. The first day I went up to Northeastern when my brother went there, and I walked in the bathroom, and I didn't know they had unisex bathrooms. And there's a girl coming out of the shower, and I'm like, I love this place. So you're standing there in the morning in your towel shaving, and here comes the scene.
Did you like that? I want
Somebody moving out?
Well,
Yeah, the guy that Dave's moving out.
That's awkward.
it depends how good looking the women are.
Hey, good looking. It's awkward, Dave.
No, not Kevin.
Well, especially if you're in there doing your business.
Yeah, exactly. Really?
Especially if you're doing it, oh my God.
All right.
Got to bring in like a box of matches.
You want to put a new place here?
It is toxic. Toxic warfare.
The point is, it's just, it's encouraging
Oh, okay, well, I see.
all the wrong
Because
things.
it's my belt then.
That's
Oh,
what
I didn't know.
What are we talking about? Unisex bathroom?
I didn't
Really?
know you were talking.
Sex in the shower?
Who knows? You think at a university, you don't think there's going to be tomfoolery going on with the unisex bathroom? Really?
Are you saying you couldn't go into a non-unisex bathroom and have sex in the shower?
No, I'm not saying that, but it's a lot less likely.
So after John,
You had the mechanicals there.
well, yeah, that was 3 years ago, though, right?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, you probably want.
You know, and I'll just stop it. I wouldn't want my daughter in a university
I remember going over
You
and
must have had
talking.
it longer than that then.
with a bunch of football players walking and forget it.
Oh, you really want me to go down this avenue?
No, I
Andy,
don't.
where are you?
Okay.
If you had a kid, you'd or two, you'd know.
Well, it
You'd
is.
think differently, trust me.
I
I
understand.
remember when he was over there.
Standards are always double.
One of my assistants, but that's my
Double
here we
standard.
go, 5 and 6, well, yeah.
I'm telling you as an adult now, I wouldn't want to deal with that. I want to go in there, you know, do my business, shave, whatever,
Oh,
and
more than that.
come out. I don't need to be worried about being bashful with the door swinging open
Mm.
in 2 seconds.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Did you get some of this?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
I'll probably
This is my favorite thing here.
take it with me for a snack.
Yeah. Well, you know, that video we're watching, I mean, it mentions some good things. The part that I never ever really thought
Some kind
about,
of like
think about this. The reason that
type thing. Like
American
if they
wages
wanted to
went up
learn how to do
when they did
automobiles, you could teach them
is
there.
because there was a competing ideology in the world.
He was a nice guy, and he
We had to basically prove that capitalism was better than socialism or communism.
Across the street there.
So we fought wars, and we had to create a standard of living to show that life in this country was better.
I'd like to buy this.
Think about it. Competition breeds the best of most companies.
What's that, well, here?
So maybe it's the truth of ideologies as well.
It absolutely is, yeah.
Now, I thought the point was, where are you going to go in the world today where things aren't controlled by a central bank and things aren't driven by capitalism?
Keep standardizing everything, you're right, where there's no differences. That's where the New World Order comes into play. That's precisely where it comes into play.
Oh, yeah.
The garage?
That's where we're headed. We're absolutely headed that way. And a lot of people, they don't even know it or realize it or care or have time to care. The average person trying to make their ends meet.
They don't know it, but Satan is on earth right now, Dan.
He is. Figuratively speaking, yeah. Figuratively speaking, absolutely.
What do you mean, figuratively speaking?
Figuratively speaking. You know, I won't say literally, but I'll say figuratively, absolutely. Absolutely, it will play.
Figuratively speaking.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you say figuratively, well, Satan's always here. Figuratively.
Right down the back of here.
But you're talking about apocalypse a few weeks ago.
There's a lot of people, I mean, what do I know?
Yeah, that's who owns
Far
that
more
house.
astute on the subject than I am, but the book of Revelations ties into, and they can link it throughout history right up through modern times. Scholars and pastors that are doing that and have been doing it.
But it's like the drug companies. They're going to promote their drugs.
All my other sisters.
These frauds are going to promote
She's in Virginia.
fear. Turn to Jesus, my friend. He will save your soul. Actually, one of these days, walking on, there's guys back out on the street saying, the end is in the air. Save your soul. Remember those cartoons? Well, they're actually on the street now.
And there's some people that believe that.
Oh, these people believe.
There are people, there are pastors that believe that Jesus will come again to purge the world because we are becoming Sodom and
Yeah,
Gomorrah.
you could look at New Orleans, some people say, right?
Not just New Orleans, look at the whole world. Look at the United States. We're a cesspool.
Look at the hurricanes in the world.
We're a cesspool of our culture. Look at the pornography industry, how it continues to grow in leaps and bounds. And more people are in that industry, particularly daughters, wives, whatever.
Yeah, they need money. They need money.
Yeah.
You don't have to be talented or have a skill to do that.
No, other than if you're blessed with, certain attributes. That's about it.
Well, maybe a lot of ugly person. Look at Ron Jeremy.
Whatever his name is. Everything else you can learn on the job. Right?
I mean, I wouldn't call him a good-looking guy.
Not by any stretch. Look at that industry. Look what it's doing to our youth. Kid's got a tablet or he's got a mobile device and he can pull anything up on the net anytime he wants.
Well, let me ask you a question.
How's the parents supposed to combat that?
The fact that so many kids believe in tattoos and holes in their ears and tongues in their rings in their tongue, does that mean that they're more susceptible to alternative lifestyles involving porn?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's a good question. On the
I mean, if you're willing to defile your body by putting a tramp stamp or a barcode on your body, that's what I say. I go up and say, hey, how about a barcode? Then I can just scan.
It's hard to say. It could go either way. As the saying goes, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But let's face it. Depending on how somebody conducts themselves, their appearance and everything else, that usually gives you good insight as to kind of what they're all about and stuff.
Well, if Mike Tyson puts a tattoo on his face, I mean, that's pretty extreme.
I agree. And it gives you some insight.
And permanent.
And it gives you some insight as to what his mindset is. He doesn't care. I'm in your face. You don't like my tattoo? Well, you're going to look at it.
Yeah, and when I see women with tattoos on their necks or their faces or on like obvious visible parts of their body,
whatever, ankles, whatever.
Yeah, but where you can't just, I mean, even guys, when you put it on their neck there, it's like, what are you thinking? That is non-reversible. You can't hide that. At least if somebody says, yeah, but you'll have a scar there.
Yeah, I do.
What were you, a burn victim?
For all intents and purposes, to your point, that's a permanent marking. It's a permanent
and they're
marking.
expensive.
Yeah.
So these people who don't have two nickels to rub together,
but
they're getting $100 tattoos.
Or $200 or $300. I agree, they're expensive, to your point. You got these people on low income and stuff, they're playing the lotto every week.
Or if they're young kids.
For $50, they're playing the lotto and they make $400 a week, and on top of it, they get tattoos all over their body. I mean,
and they smoke a pack a day.
The point is, exactly,
$10 a pack.
What does it tell you about their priorities?
Well, I don't think they worry about tomorrow.
But where I'm going with this is, their priorities are as such, which I would describe as skewed, are probably because of their background and where they came from and lack of support.
So you're saying they don't have a father is what you're saying, indirectly.
I'll bet you in most cases.